very well that he wasn't going to get it. I think it was all about trying to embarrass the king. It was about destroying the monarchy. It was about all the time me, and Meghan. And very much it was Harry wanting to say that he is somebody who can make huge problems for his family.
What's your overall reaction to the headlines that we've seen so far?
Well, it's sensational. And I must say I predicted it because I thought that for the $20 million that Random House paid, they wanted a lot for their money, and they've got it. It's explosive, it's hugely damaging to the British royal family and to Britain's reputation, and just is the latest in the salvos from the Sussexes, starting with Oprah Winfrey, then the Netflix series, newspaper interviews, podcasts, and now this. And it can only get worse. Throughout her career, she has been an agent of destruction, and she is very cleverly now, through Harry this time, and undoubtedly there'll be a Meghan book too one day, sowing destruction amongst the royal family. I mean, this is very, very damaging stuff and explosive.
The lack of accountability, of taking any responsibility for his role in any of this, is remarkable on Prince Harry's part.
Imagine this. You abandon your family, burn bridges publicly, and accuse the monarchy of betrayal, only to come crawling back when fame fades and money runs dry. Prince Harry is now doing exactly that. But the palace isn't rolling out the red carpet. They're slamming the gates shut.
Is that he didn't have one of his bodyguards, who he pays a lot of money to go and find his friend. It just shows, really, that Harry's pretty incompetent above everything else.
Yeah, I mean, it's just insane. As I said in the introduction, it just lays bare the rank hypocrisy.
When Harry and Meghan stepped away from royal duties, they didn't just leave quietly. They dropped bombshell after bombshell, shocking interviews, tell-all books, and Netflix dramas. They promised transparency, but now the truth behind their carefully constructed narrative is coming to light. What if their bold accusations weren't about justice, but about personal revenge?
I'd heard he's pretty desperate. He was looking for company. I think that really is the issue. Harry feels completely isolated from Britain. And what's remarkable about that particular son...
Prince Harry, once the charming spare, beloved for his openness, has become a controversial figure. Meghan Markle, the ambitious actress turned Duchess, shook the royal establishment from day one. Together, they portrayed themselves as victims of a cruel and outdated institution. But underneath their polished image lies a story filled with manipulation, ambition, and, as some say, pure vengeance.
And he shouldn't have started in the first place. The point about Harry is he doesn't know what to do anymore. He's losing all sorts of relations in Britain. He hasn't got a purpose.
The cracks appeared early. When their son Archie was born, they broke tradition, keeping his birth secret for 9 hours, causing suspicion and doubt. Why the secrecy? Soon, the whispers turned into loud questions, and the Sussexes became defensive, feeding even more speculation. Then came Oprah, the Netflix deal, and Harry's explosive memoir, Spare. Each move strategically attacking the royal family. William, Harry's once beloved brother, felt blindsided. Trust between them wasn't just damaged, it was destroyed.
Providing any evidence, and he's afraid to be exposed on that. So it's best to say that the press got it wrong. They never said the royal family was racist, and yet we all saw Meghan make that.
The public backlash was brutal. Harry accused his family of neglect and racism, portraying himself and Meghan as victims. But his constant complaints began to feel less like cries for justice and more like calculated attempts to harm the monarchy. Behind closed doors, palace staff watched in disbelief. They felt betrayed, describing Harry's actions as a narrative ambush. Harry was no longer just criticizing the monarchy, he was actively tearing it down piece by piece.
Time or something.
Exactly.
But I did think it was very interesting. I thought it was very interesting that they defend Lady Hussey. I mean, this is really extraordinary. And of course, that had all to do with an attack on William that he dumped.
But then, everything started falling apart for Harry and Meghan. Hollywood's initial fascination faded quickly. Spotify canceled their lucrative deal, labeling them grifters. Netflix reconsidered future collaborations. Their glamorous exile became a costly mistake, with their star power dwindling fast. Meghan's business ventures stumbled, turning from promising startups into internet jokes. Suddenly, Harry was isolated, realizing he may have misjudged the power of his royal connections. Without the palace behind him, he was just another celebrity struggling for relevance.
Advising Harry and Meghan how to milk the story and how to cause as much damage and sell the book, sell the Netflix series, make themselves, in the end, really.
Desperate for relevance, Harry made an audacious move. Quietly, he began exploring ways back into royal life, not out of genuine remorse, but as a strategic play to regain lost status. He proposed a hybrid role, part-time royal, part-time celebrity. A shocking move, considering all the damage he'd inflicted. But the palace response was ice cold. King Charles, already battling personal health issues, refused to entertain his son's proposal. William, deeply hurt and furious, wouldn't even pick up Harry's calls. Even Queen Camilla, long silent, was now openly blocking Harry's return. To them, Harry's betrayal was unforgivable.
So-called royal racist, and actually, it wasn't racism, was it? So what did you make of Harry's rowing back? Did that illustrate some sort of divide between him and his wife?
Well,
as Harry's attempts to reconnect were rebuffed, insiders say he became increasingly erratic. Reports surfaced of tense confrontations with his staff, accusations of disloyalty, and emotional outbursts that further damaged his reputation. The public began to see a darker side of Harry, a prince not just lost, but dangerously unstable. Meanwhile, Meghan struggled to regain control over their narrative. Every carefully curated appearance was dissected by critics, her moves analyzed and mocked relentlessly online. Her attempts at authenticity only fueled skepticism. Each new interview felt rehearsed, scripted, and hollow, leading fans and followers to question if the real Meghan had ever truly been revealed. Behind palace walls, a quiet but decisive strategy unfolded. Senior royals tightened ranks, reinforcing their public image of stability and dedication to duty. Charles, despite his personal pain, projected calm authority, effectively neutralizing Harry's accusations by simply refusing to engage. William and Kate stepped forward, their public appearances increasingly polished and poised, representing everything Harry and Meghan now lacked: consistency and credibility.
Hug Prince Harry. I mean, he clearly wants us to see his father as a cold-hearted fish.
Well, first of all, how would he know what...
In a shocking twist, former Sussex allies began distancing themselves. High-profile friends, once vocal supporters, went silent or subtly withdrew their endorsements. Hollywood, the sanctuary Harry and Meghan thought would offer permanent refuge, turned cold and indifferent. Producers, publicists, and agents moved on to fresher, less controversial faces. Harry's calculated play to become a celebrity royal was backfiring spectacularly. Realizing their dwindling options, Harry made a desperate final appeal, leaking through sources that he was willing to apologize to his family, not publicly but privately. It was too little, too late. The palace had already closed that chapter, viewing Harry's olive branch as just another manipulative tactic.
He is using his children as a weapon, I guess, against his family. He's basically been accused of saying, look, give me this protection, or Father, King Charles, you're not going to see the kids because I just simply can't bring them to the UK.
Today, Harry finds himself locked out, not just by palace gates, but by public opinion. Over 70% of Britons refuse to accept him back. His actions, once viewed with sympathy, are now seen as opportunistic and destructive. The monarchy, resilient for over 1,000 years, is determined to endure without him. Harry wanted freedom without responsibility, royalty without rules. Instead, he got exile. The Sussex brand, built on victimhood and rebellion, has crumbled under scrutiny. And Harry, once Diana's beloved son, is now remembered as the prince who abandoned his duty only to beg for his place back. What remains is a powerful lesson. Royalty isn't a title you can pick up and drop whenever convenient. It's a legacy, a responsibility. And for Harry, it's a door that's firmly, permanently shut.